up until I was 40 years old, I had an athletic body my whole life. I'd been between 125 and 135 kilos since I was 16 years old. Was a representative rugby player and a big guy, always 6'5", and never had an issue. Something happened when I turned 40. I don't really know what it was, but at the end of the day, my body didn't seem to lose the weight as it used to, or certainly didn't manage it the way it used to. Pain was my motivator. I was in a lot of pain every night. I was suffering from being overweight. I had a back injury, and I could see that I was about to become or about to go into another summer where I was going to watch my kids and my wife go to the beach, and I was going to be stuck in pain in the house. But the major motivator was seeing Jenny become so healthy. In 1 month after seeing her the first time, I saw it work for Jenny, and I thought, I've got to do this. If it worked for me as well as it worked for Jen, then in 1 month's time, it's Christmas holidays, and I might even be able to spend that time with the family, and that's what happened. Never looked back. Structures. It was very structured. There's no doubt that Dr. Simeons had done his research, and me being a scientific and calculating kind of guy, it stacked up to the science, and I thought, oh, I've got 30 days to have a crack at this, and if it works, I'm going to be all the better for it. But the primary motivator, as far as choosing it over other weight loss alternatives, was that I felt that it was well structured, well researched, and well documented. So I was 185 kilograms and had a very sore back and was unable to really break the cycle. And then I was able to lose about 30 kilos in the first 40 days, and that enabled me to then start moving again and exercising, and gave me the confidence that whatever was going on as far as my weight was concerned, I was able to manage using the program. Like, I was empowered. I felt like I regain control over my own weight, and then in another way that means my ability to move around, my ability to be with my kids, my ability to enact the life I've always wanted to. So by the time I went on the program, I had injured my back, been sat on my backside for 7 months, and it had changed my whole metabolism, and I got to 185 kilos. And that's when I went on the program. I got back down to 160 kilos in the first 40-day cycle. You know, almost a year later, I was able to get it from that 150 odd kilos. I was able to get it right back down into that 130 to 125 range, which is awesome. The very low calorie time, the ReShapeU time, is awesome because it's structured, and it's difficult for the first couple of days, mainly because psychologically I think you think that you need to have certain things going on meals-wise, but you don't feel hungry. The supplement does that for you, and the fact that your bloodstream's taking on fats. There's no doubt that you experience a sense of hunger, but it's probably not hunger as much as it is psychological. Once you go through a second time and a third time, you don't even register that, really. Was it hard? Yeah, I suppose it was hard. The first time it was hard, but only between weigh-ins, because every morning you wake up and another half a kilo's gone or another kilo's gone, then you look at the week and you go, oh my God, that's 4 kilos. And you start to realise, hang on, this is working. I'm not a dieter. So I was never a dieter. I never tried any other programs. My favourite program was pizza and Coca-Cola. That was the diet that I used to have. So this program, what was great about it was the rapid results, but the science behind it was important, and being able to understand that there was no sense in the concept of guilt when you're overweight, and in fact that it's quite likely a body chemistry or a hypothalamic state issue, was fantastic, because scientifically, and as a guy who studied exercise physiology and been involved with sport and what have you for a long time, it all made sense. So the first time I did the program, it was my test. The program passed the test. After that, I've been on the program a couple more times, and I've maintained a fantastic level of health. Yeah. When you're overweight, every activity seems like it's hard, whereas right now every activity is just a fantastic opportunity. And but to call the top 3, I can beat my kids on a mountain bike. That's one. And they're chasing me around the place these days, not the other way around. Meaning ultimately, the number one thing is that my family has seen the change, and it's become a motivator for my friends and family enormously. That would definitely be one. 2, I think that my understanding of my inner being has grown a great deal, in the sense that I understand some of the psychology of food as my understandings of it are. And a great example of that was one day I couldn't make it home on time to the kids. I was still at my financial planning practice. And so I went past the service station and bought them chocolate, brought it home for them. And just before I gave it to them, I thought, hang on a second, I'm giving guys sugar and all this fat and stuff, and it's actually no good for them, and that's the reward. So rather than do that, I went past the supermarket and grabbed a kilo of prawns, and the family had a heap of prawns, and that was great. And so it's really given me a different understanding of the why I do stuff around food, which has been awesome. That's very, very close second place to the meaning. I've recommended it to many others. If you're not certain and you think it might be hard, then just do the 3-week, very low calorie diet, test it out, get a sense of how it works for you. And because you can always go back, and it's incredibly empowering. And if you understand what's in the reading and all of Dr. Simeon's work, you'll see that the things that you're currently blaming yourself for, it's not your fault. It's got nothing to do with that. I personally would like to see as many people feel the sense of liberation and well-being that I've got from the program, and you know, wouldn't it be great to make so many people's lives that little bit lighter?